Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dice, Drinks, and Drama. I am your Dungeon Master this evening, John Heath Clark. Let us meet the rest of our fabulous compatriot comrade cast.
Hello, everyone. I am Devren Bryant. I play Walker in Summer, a tabaxi rogue, a lover, a fighter, a captain, a silly rabbit, a confidant, and yes, I do call myself these things.
Is all that and more. I am just Zëk Stewart, and I'm playing Euclid Clausen, an Aasimar warlock. With my former character is my patron from before, and now I have worms in my face. It's the same thing every week. I just want to remind everyone that I'm full of worms, and sometimes I can feel it.
Hi guys, I'm Carter Scott Horton. I play Finnegan Berry Bramble, a stout halfling, draconic origins sorcerer, whose great-great-grandpappy had a very intimate night with a dragon. And my dad is weirdly obsessed with his great-grandpappy, but I don't know. We'll get to that later.
I'm Victoria Priano. I play Guinevere Groveheart. Some might say mommy issues come up when I think of them. Others might say that I'm just relate to myself and only like to resolve problems rather than causing them in violent means and by violent ways. But today it's different. Only a little.
Great.
Said everything. Oh, druid, drow. Yes.
Yeah, I was waiting for keywords. I was like, and then they'll say the keywords, and then then I'm like, oh, okay, no, where? All right.
Now Gwen is just an enigma today.
Gwen is an enigma
no race, no class.
wrapped in some freeze-dried okra.
Oreos.
That's good though. How is that unacceptable?
No, just my last point.
So we come in to the high-tension stakes of everything that's been going on in Tectotawatl. Just moments ago, Gwyn touched the great dream crystal, having promised to devote it to Dendar the Night Serpent, and instead revealed allegiance to Haemon, the king, strange dream god. While Walker was all the way across town, about to find out the results of his election. And as all of this is happening, a strange wave of dream energy flows over the city, and a high-pitched cackling fills the air. Welcome, everyone, to my land of dreams. Now, it's all gonna settle down. We'll figure out the dream that's right for everyone, says Haemon, the dream spirit. But why don't we see what's happening first? Let's see what's going on, and maybe we can make sure that everything works out the way we would like. And as you all watch, the spires of the city twist and shift around you. The sky goes black and shimmers, even though it is midday, until you see nothing but stars in every direction. And a strange dome has grown around the city you're in. It twinkles with strange lights, and you note that your clothing, in some cases, your skin and face, and everything around you is shifted. And in fact, you see that the buildings have all become a strange, sleek metal, pointed to the sky in weird and bizarre fashions. The colors are everything from bright beiges to pastels and fluorescence, with huge signs that say, "Space Brew here," and "Need a new arm? Cybernetics Corp has you." Why don't we talk about what people look like? Why don't we go in the same order? So Walker and Summer, what is your appearance?
Apparently, my fur has become even fluffier. And for some reason, it's becoming very hard to...
Great. Great. Your scimitar has been replaced by a chain sword. You press the button and it whirs to life, active and alive, right? What other, you have a captain's hat, right?
Yes, I do.
The captain's hat hasn't changed much, except that there are beeping lights, blinking lights all over it in various different colors. And you have a bandolier of your other possessions, which glows with silver and has all sorts of strange buttons on it. Then what's going on with Euclid? What does Euclid look like?
So I think Euclid is as of course he has tattoos, but his tattoos have all become cybernetic across his body, and his arms themselves are actually made of machine. That's all I got. His eye sort of pops out, and it actually looks around in different directions from him. Yeah, and then whirls and shoots back into his head.
The worms on your face have retracted, and your face is pristine. But the worms have replaced your hair into dreadlocks made of tentacles, made of worm. Right? That's pretty 50s sci-fi, right? And I feel like I want you in, tell me if you don't like this, one of those square glass visors, sort of like Geordie LaForge, but without the borders.
Even better.
The sort of thing, you know what I'm talking about? The very 50s sunglasses, 50s sci-fi sunglasses. Great. So what's going on with Finn?
Well, I think Finn, his cape has changed color. It's also grown a hood, and his skin is like fully covered in scales. He resembles like a small little lizard man. He has these glowing and intense red eyes, but he pulls his hood up over his face. It's just a mask of black with the two eyes coming through, and he speaks a strange high-pitched language. Also, he holds a blunderbuss.
Great.
Houdini.
There it is.
And how about Gwen?
Guinevere is now a hologram.
Nice.
That glitches occasionally between where the stuttering would be.
Sure.
There's just a glitch.
Is there any physical component? Like, are you like a hovering disc that creates a hologram around you? Or are you like, you see what I'm saying?
There's a walk cycle for it, and then you can tell there's like kind of a slight pause where they'll gesture and be frustrated, and then they'll become a totally different appearance, and that's going from a spectrum of things. They'll tend to be a man in a business suit sometimes, and then they'll kind of go back to the just like gutter fatale aesthetic, and it's kind of a rotation between those three things. And the third one is just a generic Gwen, like regular Gwen.
Sure. So, the three of you, Sans Walker, are together next to this strange broken alien tower, and you see horrible snake people of Tectotawatl 5, and you somehow know it's Tectotawatl 5. That is the name of the strange jungle planet you find yourselves on, though you're in a glass dome which looks up into the night sky that is protecting you from the horrible acidic vapors of the city outside. And the Yonti that you used to know now look like rubber costumes, and they all are they're in various swooping silver what's the word I'm looking for? Shoulder pads, and one of them holds Persephone holds a little silver ray gun, and she says, "You've advised to not fight against the Tectotawatl 5 Imperium. Is this my voice? This is my voice." And she says, and she points the ray gun at Gwyn.
Why me? I'm barely material.
You're the ones that brought the lies of Haemon into our place. You will be taken down for the evils that you represent.
You were fine with it like 5 seconds ago. What changed?
Pervy? I do not remember 5 seconds ago. Make a deception check, Gwyn.
Thank you. We got a 16.
Perhaps we were fine with it. I do not remember. I only think now of the hunger. And all of the snakes, which previously had very neutral accents, say in a strange combination of German and Russian, the hunger, the hunger, the hunger, the hunger. As they all whisper to each other and say, we must feed upon the life essences of the people in the town, for we are the snake people of Technotavatl 5.
Seems... I don't know, I thought you were bigger than this.
And Persephone falls to the ground and starts crying, I don't know why we have become so one-dimensional.
Do you want a snack instead?
We must snack upon the brains of humans.
Ah, okay. These
They're
guys real.
They all begin writhing and holding themselves, their little rubbery costumes, and they look like nothing more than people in very cheap rubbery costumes. As somebody in the chat mentioned, OG Star Trek episode, they are all Gorns, right? They're green and yellow Gorns. The ones that had snake tails still do, but you can see the legs inside the rubbery costumes.
Yay.
Right? And they like slither forward very slowly, right? You're not sure how much of a danger they are or not, but do you want to try to stop them, or do you want to run to the town and try to find Walker? What do you want to do?
I would like to try to use my current form to my advantage, maybe touch a wall and cause maybe electric, like, kind of shortage, just to distract them for a second.
Sure. So what I would like to do is have your capabilities defined by your spells. So what I'm thinking is like using fog cloud. Does that make sense? To create a holographic electrical distortion area. Does that make sense? So you still have the same mechanical capabilities. They're just going to have a classic sci-fi flavor.
Oh, I was absolutely reading lightning as electricity and falling on tropes.
Great. I want to be clear, both
awesome,
for
thank
both
you.
the players and the audience, right? So great. So what spell are you casting?
Very, very low level call lightning.
Great. So lightning begins. So you channel lightning into the wall, and a sizzling little rain cloud appears above you, twitching with lightning. What do you want to do?
I want to take him out a little bit. Just give him a little zap, just to slow him down.
Oh.
So Persephone leaps out of the way, but several of the other Yonti are zapped. And when they get zapped, there's a moment where you see animated skeletons on the inside of their costumes as they shake and then fall. And she says, "No, my precious minions! We must make our way to the town. Come, those of you who remain." And there were 17 Yonti, and there are now 15, and they are slither walking / running towards the town.
Utini?
Meanwhile, Walker, we're about to give a speech, and you were halfway through it when these noises started coming out of your mouth. And then Haliath, who looks like nothing more than a Vulcan your opponent, is wearing a bright blue Baron's jacket with all sorts of nonsensical medals across his breast, and a flared collar. And even though he was an elf, he now has a curly black mustache that does not match the blonde of his hair. And he says, My opponent clearly forfeits, for he cannot speak the common tongue. Look at him. How do you respond?
I am going to. I'm wearing a little thing with a beep boop, right?
Yep.
Is there a translator function on this thing?
There is.
Haha! So I beep boop until I'm like, he's a liar! I speak perfectly. Wait. He's a liar.
Perhaps you have foiled me this time with your mastery of the common tongue, but none shall stop Baron Haliath! And he presses a button and rocket boots shoot him into the air, and he pulls out 2 energy pistols and says, "If I must win through the very unsubtle use of firearms, then I shall!" Do you, wish to, fire? You don't seem to have a ranged weapon, and he's flying in the air. Do you want to run away? Do you want to, try to find some way up to him?
I want to run away comically fast. I am going to. I'm using feline abilities for this.
Sure.
Running.
Great. So you use feline agility, and you had mentioned you don't have cybernetics. You're just super furry, right?
Yep.
Call upon your animal blood from whatever far distant planet you're from, and book it. And if we didn't know any better, we would think that somebody was just Actually, it's very green screen, is what it is. As you move, the air around you distorts a little bit, right? Until you stop moving, and then you're in a far nicer green screened area, right? Are you trying to find your friends at the Hanbalani?
Yes, I have a feeling something is up. I have a feeling that something is up.
Great. So the 4 of you find each other at the outskirts of the city, and you see each other in your strange forms for the first time.
Why does Finn look like that? Did you not get one of these?
I don't understand.
Very strange.
Finn, make an investigation check or a perception check.
That is a 16.
Great. Indeed, you have found a small golden fish in a tiny plastic bag. The bag is labeled Babelfish.
I pick it up and I eat it.
The fish screams and dies horribly. It says, "No! I was supposed to go into your ear!" Hida! Unfortunately, Finn is unable to speak common.
Hey, I'm gonna check my pockets to see if I have one myself.
Great. You find as your worm tentacles wriggle on your back, one of them comes down and taps your front pocket, and indeed, inside your front pocket is another babblefish.
Sorry.
It looks at you gloomily and says, "Forsooth, please do not devour me."
I just pull. What happens when I try to pull down your hood, Finn?
Well, if you try to pull it down, then you see like a kind of like a remulon.
Oh, hi. Alright, I didn't expect that. But hold on. Wait.
You sound much cuter like this.
Okay. What should I put in?
Ooh, teeny!
Okay. Does that? Can you change your little talk box into something else, to a different language?
Just 1 second.
And I'm going to just start punching on buttons again, and it's going to be like,
Indeed.
"Oh, Daddy!"
Ooh, teeny!
Great. I can communicate with them.
Eddie, could you tell him that I could put that in there?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, Daddy!
Iki fatangwa tumba.
Iki ayab gaga. Ichi yayai.
Ooh, teeny!
Okay. Now you can just understand us, but I can't understand you anymore.
Euclid, are you?
So,
What?
hey,
Wait, so I can talk normally now, right?
Is this what happens in the
Yes.
What?
Keep that.
Okay, cool. You guys can hear me now?
Yes, and I
Good.
would like to
Yeah,
know
you just
what
sound like-
happened here.
Go ahead.
Gwyn zapped some snake people from Tekatwaddle 5. I think.
Now
Look at
I'm
the
a
level
hologram
5.
that
Oh,
works
no.
on the grid.
and indeed strange memories come back to you that you're here on the jungle planet of Tekatwaddle 5, trying to get this tiny space colony to survive amongst a host of dangerous things. You almost feel as though you're losing connection to the world that was, and it's strange. You can remember it. You remember Tekatwaddle, you remember the aboleths, you remember everything that's happening, but it's almost being occluded by these new dreamlike memories of this strange operatic place in space.
Weird.
Wait, it's coming all back to me. The Baron. He stole the Kyber crystals. We gotta get them back.
The one who really cares about spice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and making it flow.
There is a flash for a second, and all of you see this. Baron Haliath is seated in his chambers. There is a floating bowl of crystals, and next to it you see several jars labeled thyme, coriander, salt. And he says, "Yes, feed me another of the spiced crystals." He bites one and eats it, takes another, lights the end of it and smokes it like a cigar. More spiced crystals.
Look at him. He's a terrible example for the children. We gotta take him down.
Great.
I feel like I've heard this
Yes,
update
who is
before.
with me?
Houdini.
Yes. I'm with you.
So,
As
this is happening, you hear a furious beat boop, and you see a small, red, 3-foot tall, domed little machine with 2 golden arms flailing about widely on its side. In one of the arms is a banjo, and in the other is a poster that says Walker for President. And it says, "Oh no! Oh my! Hello, I'm the Snorfabot 5000, and we're in trouble!"
Well, I don't know why I expected your voice to be
I
nicer.
thought you. I
somehow.
thought that maybe you would be like, how are you doing, buddy?
Hello! Danger! Danger!
In
The
what
Baron's
direction?
taken over the city!
Is the danger high voltage?
The danger is exceptionally high voltage, but only metaphorically!
Are you gonna lead us there?
Oh, I could, but I'm more of an expository device. I was really hoping you guys could do something about everything that's going there.
Hey, Snorfy.
That's
Didn't you-
me!
Didn't you, just a couple years ago, you used to have some rockets on your legs?
Well, gee, it's usually more of a hover thing, but I can make it rockets if that's what you want.
Oh, no. I noticed that you modded them and you got rid of them, and it's like, those were handy. Those were useful on all of our countless adventures.
We did have countless adventures. I love you, Finn. Big rubbery arms come to hug you.
Okay.
You are hugged by Snorkabot.
We have to get to the tower before he eats all of the crystals.
Great.
That's right.
I can get up to the top really fast. I could probably take one of you with me. If you'd like.
So can go rather quickly.
I mean, I'm tiny.
Great. I'll grab one or two of you, and my tentacles come out of my head and pull up from behind me a helmet which places over my face. That looks very suspiciously covered, and a jetpack's on my back. And I take off into the sky.
Great.
Do you have a little cradle for me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So,
Oh wait, sorry. I press the wall, and a small little round ball sort of floats out. and opens up, which I sit you into, and then close.
Great. So, as you begin running towards the city, you see two things. Strange multicolored lights from the decadent victory party of Baron Haliath glow in the nearby tower. And, however, to your right, you see horrible snake-shaped shadows. And you see people screaming, predominantly women, because it's the 1950s, right? And so they're all holding up in the against the wall in the shadows. Ah, someone save us! As horrible snake shadow monsters, or rather the shadows of horrible snake monsters, go to threaten them. Will you go stop Baron Haliath's terrifying party, or save the innocents? Find out next time on the Space Adventures of the Garbage Pail. Welcome back. We're back to Space Adventures of the Garbage Pail. Where are you guys going? Which problem are you going to deal with?
I didn't even get to say see you soon, Space Cowboy.
Well, we've got to help these people.
Yeah, I agree
We've
with the
gotta help these
captain.
people.
We've got to help the people.
I feel like it's really imperative to my sustainability to destroy him. Help the people. Why? They're just gonna be able to be modded and reprogrammed and back on the streets in 2 days. What's the point in keeping them around?
Not every person is a machine, Gwen.
Well,
Can you make a piece of art? Can you write a symphony?
Can you?
Right, we know this is a very offensive line of
I
questioning
feel like
you could
this
have
is
at this moment.
like,
It's very. I don't like it. I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Great. I'd love to see your work sometime.
Gwen, would you like to improvise a symphony with a performance check?
All right. Of course, I would love to.
No, I don't have a
Where is
symphony.
my character sheet?
While we're doing this,
Yes.
obviously the audience is
Awesome,
gonna...
19.
I like the response.
So you do a lovely symphony. Now, obviously our audience is gonna pick, so if everybody could take one of their, an index card, write your vote for if they should save people, or if they should go stop the party, and mail it to 400 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York. We could... No? Oh, you can just write it in your Twitch, because it's the future. So everybody, if you could vote if they should save people, or if they should, go stop the party, write it in the chat first, please.
Hey, I have a contact on that Baron. I know I'm supposed to take care of you, you very cute little thing, but we have a responsibility.
Oh, teeny.
Oh, look at his eyes.
I think Finn has the best glowing red eyes. I love Finn!
I'm in an unhuggable bubble right now.
Oh, danger! Unhuggable bubble!
No, it's cool. It makes me cuter.
Those
It's true. I wouldn't be nearly as cute without the floating carriage thing.
Great.
Adds to the charm.
It's true.
At least you're not insecure about your presentation.
Why would I be insecure about being a handsome little 2-foot demon scaly thing with a gun?
Oh,
I got a gun.
No reason. Seconds ago, you were just insulting me for my capacity. Great. So I just felt like I was rolling with the punches.
Look, sorry. I got into a mode, and I kept going at it. I just wanted to save those innocent people. By the way,
Okay,
should
things
we save
bounce
those
off me
innocent
alcohol.
people?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes, we should. All right, so you turn the corner, and there are, first of all, several people that you assumed were women, but they're just a bunch of people of various genders, but they're all wearing silver miniskirts and very sheer silver bras.
How chic.
The shadow made it look like they were all women, but that was an assumption based on their mode of dress. They are all screaming as a group of horrible snake people are coming towards them. Several Yonti Malisons. These are all, again, in they're Their rubbery costume-like skin is not very intimidating, but the gleaming scimitars they carry are. So there are 5 of them. What do you want to do?
I fire my little Jawa blunderbuss,
Great.
which is actually a firebolt cantrip.
Great. Do that, and then we'll roll it in.
That's a 24 to hit.
Great. So the little blunderbuss fires, and a ball of clearly animated red light comes spinning out and splashes into one of the snake people.
I catch
Yes.
your little ball as you start to shoot backwards because you shot a gun from it.
It's 14 damage.
14. Now, you look, and you're pretty sure that your little firebolt shouldn't do much, right?
Mhm.
But there's a horrible glowing red hole in the creature's rubber costume, and it goes, "No, I am defeated," and falls over dead. And the other Yuan-Ti look at each other. Clearly, in this universe, minions die far easier than in the Dungeons and Dragons verse. Who else has something to do?
Quint is like, oh great, and then from the hologram you see just a kind of ray of like static kind of create before it, and they use their static whip to just kind of get a little bit in there with the remaining boys.
Cool. That's Thorn Whip, right? So that's an attack roll.
Yes, it is.
Great. So a wave of holographic energy slashes out and smacks into one of the snake people.
Excuse me.
Definitely succeeds.
Great. It catches. It's hit into a nearby railing. It looks down at one of the bottomless pits that are so common in colonies like this, and says, "No!" as it falls to its terrible and untimely death. The three others have their scimitars and are approaching you, clearly heedless of the danger. Euclid or Walker.
I reach behind me and whip out a large, precarious firearm. It looks like it's made out of tape and pipe hose. And I fire out of it my Eldritch Blast twice out of twin barrels.
Great.
Two. It's... Oh. So that's 23 and 22 to hit.
So I'm imagining the 2 shots spiraling like fireworks before zooming back in and catching 2 of them in the back, right? Like, a giant firework-like explosion, and there's just 2 sets of snake tails with smoke rising from them. One
Snake
single
on that.
Sorry.
Say it, please. I'm sorry.
Snake on that.
All right.
So I see how far this what is it called? This blade of mine. It's like a snake blade now, right?
It's a chainsaw in a sword.
Oh, it's a chainsaw. So I'm going to like hide, really, like just disappear.
Hide.
The chainsaw.
And I'm going to sneak up behind this last minion, and then with his chainsaw just go scaring the living piss out of this what is it called?
Snake.
Henchman.
Yes, great. Make an
it's
intimidation check. Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Is that a? That was a 19.
Great. The vroom of the sword comes up. The snake turns and looks over its shoulder, and it goes and then runs away.
Mm-hmm. You are safe now. Wait, no. You are all safe now, my friends.
One of the gentlemen comes up and says, "You're my hero, Walker."
Just in a day's work, baby.
And they all thank you so much. And then they say, something has to happen. It's so dangerous here. Now that the Baron has come upon, he's going to be continuing to eat his spiced crystals.
Don't you worry about that, Mavady. We're gonna take care of it.
I hear he's got a terrible plan. He's going to spice the entire city and then maybe eat all of us. He's apparently going to put it into large clouds, make it cold, and then it will drip upon the city. He keeps saying, the spice must snow! The spice must snow!
No.
That's awful.
Oh,
My,
that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. No one should ever do that to anyone.
by the Gorak.
We have a rough life. Is that how we got to this point?
But an awful evil man.
We're gonna go hide somewhere safe and be forgotten for the rest of the story. Thank you so much!
That's the only way you unnames will survive. Bye.
Thank you. Great.
Red shirts, am I right?
Storfeaseldax says, wow! Gee, that was amazing!
Hush, Norfolbot. Maybe my sneaky contact. What's his name?
Storm.
That's his name. Stormseeker will know how to get into Haliath Palace.
We have to find him. He's been taken by that large creature that lives in the sewers. The huge thing. What's its name? Something to do with a hut.
Oh. Java.
Java?
Java the Hutt.
No, wait. It's, Glabra the Townhouse.
That's it. I always forget. Sorry, huts, townhouses. In my original.
So similar.
Yeah,
no, I understand.
Does it have stilts? The townhouse.
Yes, many stones. So Glabra the Townhouse lives underneath the ancient ziggurat that was once inhabited by space dragons, and it clearly has Stormseeker hostage. You're gonna need to go save Stormseeker by going to Glabra the Townhouse's hidden abode, which is incidentally not a townhouse.
Great. It must be in the sewers. I know how to get in. And then there's like a little a trap door, I'm assuming, nearby. That I smash my elbow into a series of wires, and it explodes, and then the thing opens up below us.
Great.
And then I do a flip into it.
Great. So you run to the ziggurat, and you find yourself underneath it, and there is a vast, corpulent, dog-headed, crab-clawed creature lounging on a giant chaise lounge with surrounded by dretches that are feeding it slugs. One of the dretches goes, then all of them do it. It's terrifying. And the Glabra turns to you and says, and then little white lettering appears at the bottom of your visible spectrum that says, what has brought you to the lair of Glabra the Townhouse?
We hear you got our friend.
Ah, you must mean Stormseeker. I'm not giving up my favorite decoration. All of the dretches start laughing, and a curtain moves in the corner, and there, frozen in stone, is your friend Stormseeker.
I know what to do.
What? You doing it or me?
Oh, I'm doing it.
Oh.
So, are you sure? Because I think it's hilarious if I come out of the floating carriage.
With it? Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the floating carriage opens up. You see Finnegan in a metal bikini, just dancing.
Oh, that's not what I expected.
That's not what I expected.
To distract Glabra the townhouse.
Make a What's what I'm looking for?
Performance?
Yes. With advantage due to your costume.
Thank you. Well, I rolled worse the second time, but that is still a 15.
15. Great. What does your species have a name? They're the Beribrimols.
Beribrimols?
The Beribimols?
Beribrimols. Like Barry,
Beribimols.
but mispronounced.
Beribimols.
Beribrimols. And it says, oh, Shapakati. Your Beribrimol makes me laugh most egregiously. I would look forward to having him join my harem.
In exchange for the sexy Beribable, we will take Stormseeker.
The Dretches all laugh very disturbingly. And why don't you make a persuasion check?
What? That is 15.
Globber of the townhouse says, yes, Stormseeker never dances for me. This will be far more entertaining. And while Finn continues to dance seductively, apparently, you're able to go over and one of the Dretches runs forward with a tiny little space potion covered in strange glass whorls and little bits of light, and will allow you to pour it on Stormseeker's frozen body.
Which I do.
It sizzles brightly. There's a flash of light, and then Stormseeker's just standing there because that's way cheaper for our special effects budget. And he goes. He's in a vest. He's got a little strap across it. He's bare-chested and way more muscular than you remember him being. And he says, "How long have I been out?"
There's no time for that. Then hit it.
I pull out my ionization blaster and I fire at Glabra the townhouse.
Great. What is this actual thing?
Oh, it is still my firebolt.
It's firebolt. Great.
I googled what Jawas use.
Sure.
I am using my reroll of the day. I got from a 4 to a 6, so that's a 14.
14. It fires and it goes, oh, Beshokundo. You dare fire at the great Glabra the townhouse? Dretch monkey lizards! Get them! And indeed, the Dretches, hundreds of them, begin to stream at you.
I'm going to whip out a small ball of whirling light and press a button on it and remove a pin from it and wait there. And I'm going to cast Fear, is what it is.
Oh, Fear?
Yeah.
Right, I thought this was hypnotic pattern, but great.
Yeah.
Sure. The unimpeachable heroism of this world means that these things rarely fail for heroes. Indeed, of the 100 of them, only 20 remain. The rest of them run in terrified, screaming fear. But 20 of them are still running at the rest of you.
Oh my god, all this disadvantage. What? Death, Dice, and Dungeons? You're trying to kill us.
I mean, it is in the name. It's in the name.
My god!
You gave them this power seek.
I love it!
So good.
Stormseeker does an unnecessarily acrobatic leap and lands and grabs two pistols lying on the side and shoots them in the coolest possible manner at various of the Dretch. He's going to take out 5 of them. So there's 15 remaining for the other 3 of you. How are you taking them out? For the other 2 of you, rather. Walker and Wynn.
Alright, so I'm just gonna activate my chain sword and I'm just gonna run through.
Great. Roll with disadvantage.
I am. That is going to be still a 15.
Great. So as
It's
that
hard to get there though.
you jump into the center of them and swing in a giant swath, and there's just foam everywhere as you slice the heads off of these puppets.
It should be very Kill Bill Volume 1.
Sure.
Yes.
Leaving 10
Catch stretch.
for Guinevere to handle.
Gwyn is going to look into the grid and find and refocus that concentration into this area. Since they are a hologram, they have all sorts of connections to the web. So they're going to just concentrate a little bit into this area and just let it out.
Great. So, what does that look like?
You got a cat stretch. Make sure everyone does it.
I stretched.
I know. Vic didn't, so I just want to make sure we all do it together. All right.
We have to make sure they get their points worth.
Yeah.
So what are you casting, Gwen?
There's various like little odds and ends that just were left by either IT or something, and they were a little too open. So there's just going to be just an overcharge in the area from the circuits that weren't consistent. And due to the concentration of it, I will be casting lightning with the new concentration.
Great. And all 10 remaining ones explode. So there's just a bunch of them screaming, a few of them that have been chopped into so much foam rubber, and then another few that have been sizzled by lightning. Thank you. I needed it.
Advantage now, Johnny.
Advantage.
So
That gives no advantage. Only dozens.
So, Stormseeker says, well, by my mind, we ought to skedaddle while the skedaddling's good.
Was that your catchphrase or something?
I'm sorry, when does skedaddling get bad? Like, when does it go sour?
When it's time to shoot somebody in the face, but now's not the time. He brushes back his super cool cat hair.
If you weren't so cute, this would be a problem. All right, let's go.
Sure. So you all run, and Snorf goes, "There's still demons! Danger!" And Stormseeker says, "Are we still keeping this one around?"
I'm going to reprogram him later. Leave it be.
That's my vote. And then he's gonna wink at you salaciously. Not that you ever had that relationship with him, but now that he's a Buck Rogers type, he's gonna flirt with everybody.
I love it.
He's your mentor, and it's weird. What is I'm looking at what trashy Himboey. He's not. It's meant to be more of the asshole sci-fi. What Flash Gordon?
He still
John
sounds like a
Carter,
himbo. I'd say
right?
he's a himbo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit. It's fine.
So great. So you arrive at the surface, and there is another very, very handsome green-skinned lizard person with crazy spiked shoulder pads, an open chest V that goes all the way down to it, and just a loincloth. You recognize him as a Sage Halanax, but way over-sexualized. He says, Finn, the Beribrimal, it is good to see you. I have been studying this anomaly, and there is only one way out of it.
Lay it on me.
There's going to be a series of these dreams, and you need to get to the other side. And the only way out is to find the MacGuffin crystal that is at the center of all these things, usually being held and given to some sort of evil, horrible thing. You must find the MacGuffin to escape. Do you understand me?
Find the muffin.
That'll do.
Crystal. Yeah, find the muffin crystal.
The muffin crystal, yes.
It's probably on Drury Lane.
I don't...
It's
No,
what he proposed with, right?
He's and he disappears.
Need an
Nice
upgrade.
friend you have there.
Yeah, no, he's really nice. Very. Normally he wears more clothes.
All right.
I don't know where he went. That was concerning. There's a crystal. We need to find a crystal. There's gonna be a bunch of dreams. We need to get out on the other side.
Stormseeker, would you perhaps know where a crystal is in the palace?
Well, I've been into the Baron's chambers before, and I won't tell you why. I wink. But I've been there. And let me say that there is indeed a strange muffin-shaped crystal in the center of it. I thought it was a metaphor for our newly discovered nuclear technology, but I'm guessing it's something more.
We've got to check it out.
Great. So there are a number of Vulcan-like elves with very pale skin, pointed ears. All of them share smaller versions of the curled mustache. And they're all wielding ray guns and walking around outside of the Haliath Tower. The Sungold Tower. It is highly guarded, but that is nothing to stop the likes of you. What are you doing?
Sneaking in, huh?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. What?
Okay. Can somebody? You know what? I'm just gonna close this and let me know when it's time to pop out and start shooting. And then close my little carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Can he still hear us while he's inside there?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Well, then I won't talk about how attractive you are behind your back.
We could always, cause some infrastructural damage to the area that would alert authorities to come immediately.
pop back out.
I was also thinking about a distraction.
Sure.
We could just roll the baby.
I could also just
Roll the
break
baby.
foundation. I have the wiring to control the floor of the city on this area.
Love it.
Well, that sounds effective, but mine involves way more fire. So,
I'm hearing
Tiny
distraction.
wants to do Big Boom.
big boom.
I'm hearing distraction, sneaking, and explosives. Are those the three options I hear?
I think so.
All right.
I was, yeah.
What were you saying?
I was gonna make my distraction a big boom. I think it's sneak during their distraction.
All right. Distraction, or is it just combined? Great.
Yes.
Be erupt Earth.
But is it Gwen's distraction or the
Sure.
eat the
Is
baby
it-
distraction?
So
Just
is it
wanted to
roll the
explain.
explosive baby? What is Gwen's distraction?
Wins is erupt Earth.
Rupture
Mhm.
or ground rupture?
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
Or just
I
break
could
the
also
ground.
turn off all the lights in the building if you guys would like. We could sneak in a little bit further. I assume this is how dispel magic would work in this area.
Sure.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I turn off a little light, all the lights in the area.
Yeah, or I could connect my blaster up to the speeder.
Okay, we got people. We got people voting. Sorry, I was thinking.
Oh, I didn't put on the music. Oh God, it wasn't clear.
Did you just call me Baby Gap Novel?
It may have
In
done
the
that
chat?
on my phone. Yeah, you know what? That's your new pseudonym. Baby Gap
No.
Novel. It wasn't intentional. I'm just bad at typing.
I'm an
I do
open book, guys. Ask me anything.
That's
I won't answer, but you can ask.
All right, more votes. Rolling.
Rupture.
We're rupturing. We got one rupture.
Exploding baby. I think it's slightly more rupture
We're even right
than
now.
exploding baby. Or is it? Do. Oh, we are even.
We're
No.
even.
That's correct.
Break the tie.
Exploding
Baby.
baby.
Oh, exploding baby.
All right.
Exploding baby. Somebody exploding
Teeny.
baby.
Oh.
Explode that baby, baby.
All right.
Here it comes.
So you need to make an exploding. So describe to me the exploding baby premise here.
Okay. Here's the exploding baby premise.
I hook up my blaster to like the power source of this carriage thing that I'm in so that I can stick out just my blaster and fire an overcharged blast, something akin to a fireball. So they roll me, I pop out my gun, and I fire.
This is clearly only going to work with some sort of ridiculous catchphrase that you say after you roll. It needs to be a terrible pun, or the gun won't work.
How much time do I have?
Seconds.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, who's gonna roll the baby?
I go.
I think. Oh, you've got it. Good.
I mean, I am tasked with the protection of the baby to put it in.
You are tasked with the protection of the baby.
You have to
it's sort
get
of
me
like-
back to my kind.
I have to get you back to your kind, so I'm sort
Yeah.
of like, wow, this is so against what I should be doing right now. So I'm very conflicted for like a moment. And I'm also stalling for time for you to come up with an idea. But
Thank you.
So like, grab the thing, and I'm like, oh, I guess I have to. This is the time. We must save the world. And I chuck the baby at the.
Great, make an athletics check or a dexterity-based attack roll.
Oh my god, I haven't yeeted you in so long.
I know. Good old days.
So long. Holy crap.
Halfling.
This is a dex-based attack.
Or an athletics check.
No, we're gonna do some dex. That's fine. Hold on. That was correct. I don't want to give you the lie there. I got a 20 twice in a row when I try to re-roll it. So
Great.
yeah, it happened.
You land perfectly in the center of the guards, who say, "What is this strange spherical device that has appeared in our midst? We should investigate it." And they all come over and begin poking it with cattle proddy-like things, trying to figure out what's inside the sphere.
The thing just opens up ever so slightly. I poke out my gun and I go in a low grumble. Is there a corner nearby? Because you shouldn't have put the baby there. And then I fire.
The gun doesn't work, to your horror, but all of them clap their hands over their ears and go, "No! It's terrible! Why?" and fall over dead from your awful pun.
I was imagining that I would be thrown towards the corner of the building. I don't know why that was in my mind, but it was. I can't remember. Baby puns, I don't know. Yoda doesn't say anything. I mean, Baby Yoda. The child. Oh, would you like to see the child? Is that better?
They're all dead already.
Oh.
You can't save it.
Don't kill them anymore. Stop! They're already dead.
Sorry. I don't know my strength.
So you go in, you end up, and then there is the Baron feasting on spiced crystals, feeding them into a machine that is soon going to have them snow over the entire populace and make them all smell like delicious meats.
My chain sword at it, and I'm like, "Hey, your reign of terror on this city is ending soon."
Impossible! The only way for you to do that would be to come to my lair and destroy the MacGuffin crystal. You know, the one right there. You would have to walk over to it and hit it with something. But you're too stupid to do that.
Utini.
I just chuck something at the crystal.
Great. You
Check the baby at the crystal again.
You chuck the baby.
Yeah.
Grab Finn by his scruff. Roll another athletics check or a dex-based attack roll.
As 18.
18.
Yeah.
Great. You're flying towards the MacGuffin crystal that looks like an exploding mushroom. Are you gonna slash at it with your claws? You're gonna shoot it while you're flying through the air? What do you want to do?
Shoot it flying through the air with disadvantage.
Exactly.
That is, oh my goodness. I rolled a 12 and an 18, so math 20.
The crystal, and everything goes wild around you. So the air twists and shifts, and you see all sorts of strange dreamlike images around you. For a moment, you see the four of you, all humans, dressed in weird clothing that is like, there's not a lot of ornamentation to it. It's like small pieces of linen that are just shirts with writing on the front. It's weird. And I'm trying to do graphic tees from the 90s. Anyway, ignore me. You then find yourselves in a dimly lit, smoky room. You look out over a rainy city, and at first you think it's just gloomy, but then you realize it's black and white. There's no color in this strange place. You see jungles at the edge, and you look at each other and try to figure out where you've ended up now. Let's do a slightly different order. Why don't we start with Euclid this time? Euclid, what do you look like in this world?
I don't know what world we're in.
Noir?
Is this Noir?
Noir. It's Noir.
Oh, it's Noir. Okay, I thought it was going to be, you had graphic tees, and I was like, oh.
Oh, no, I was going to say that you saw weird things on the way into this world.
Oh, I see. Cool, thank you. Cool. Then, for some reason, looks like a very, very large man who's very tall, wide, like he's forced into a button down all the way over. Got tattoos across his face, but they aren't like these ones here. Slicked back hair, and massive hands, ridiculously large hands.
Great. What does Finn look like?
Finn is very thin. In fact, pencil thin. He's as tall as he usually is, so like 4 feet. He's got some pretty cruddy work jeans and like a flannel t-shirt and a Manola 35 millimeter camera.
Nice.
Yes.
Is he human sized? Is he a child? Is he like a young...
Oh no, he's like a boy detective.
Great, boy detective.
Yes.
Great. Perfect. What does Gwen look like?
Gwen is in a very oversized suit. It doesn't necessarily fit their shoulders. It doesn't fit anything. Their hair's slicked back, and they've seen a lot. They're a lot more tired. However, they're a bit more femme-passing than they usually are.
Great. And then finally, what does Walker look like?
Walker is in a really big, oversized black fur coat. You can tell that I'm like super thin, so it just like swallows me, but I hold it just like this. And I'm also carrying a wonderful, like, long cane with a, like, a small animal head, a small cat head made of oak on it as well, you know?
The door opens and Eustace walks into your office. She is wearing a corset that barely contains her giant bosoms. And she says, "The femme fatale walked into the room. She was stunningly beautiful, and nobody knew how to react. They knew she was trouble from the moment she opened her mouth and started narrating. She stepped in tentatively and said, 'Is there anyone here that could possibly help me?'
Well, you've come to just the right place. Garbage Pail Detective Agency.
I've heard such good things about the Garbage Tail Detective Agency," she said timidly, as she took another step forward and washed back her beautiful and luxurious hair that fell like a cascading waterfall down her back. She continues talking. "But can you help little old me? I'm so innocent," she said, batting her eyes in a way that was clearly fake.
Well, as the seniors that bully me every morning say, the cop's trash is the garbage pail's treasure, so we can help.
Wonderful, she
Yeah.
said. Wonderful, she said, with a hint of a sinister smile at the edge of her lips. I'm sure it'll all work out for the best. She held back an evil smirk. So, I think you need to go down to the docks and talk with an informant from the Barry Bramble crime family.
Barry Bramble crime family. We've kind of dealt with them before.
Well, I know, that's why you're just the best people to deal with them, she said innocently, without a hint of her sinister motives.
But what will we get out of it from you?
Well, money, isn't that what you want? Cold. And she stepped forward seductively and bent over the table, revealing her bosoms. She does this.
Yeah, that's
Cold,
fine.
hard cash.
We're all hearing her narrate.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Who just slurped? Was that a person?
That was definitely her. Yeah.
She licked her lips seductively, intimating that perhaps other sorts of
Oh, you can stop narrating.
No.
She could stop narrating if she could have.
I'm a minor.
No, you're clearly a detective. If you were a minor, you'd be getting coal somewhere.
Do I take psychic damage from that pun?
It did stop me in my tracks. We'll take the case.
Wonderful. I'm sure no horrors will befall you, and you certainly won't be betrayed by someone you trusted.
Of course we won't.
Happy
Now, where is
assumptions.
Barry Bramble?
Oh, they're down by the docks, you know, where ragamuffins and no-goodniks and ne'er-do-wells and that manner of sort hang out.
Ah, yes. I'm gonna stuff my hands in my oversized coat pocket and take my walking cane with the cat head on it and stroll out.
She says, I'm sure we won't see each other again until the job is done. And she walks out sweeping her glorious hair behind her. She says, and she does a pretty good job of sweeping her glorious hair behind her. You don't know if it's glorious, but it's hair.
Close the door for her.
Great. So, heading down to the docks, you have things to say amongst yourselves.
Well, guys, I thought we dealt with my family. I thought that was cut and dry and all done, but it seems my shorts are jimmied and everything's upside down. I don't know what that means, but it felt appropriate.
I never heard you say the word Jimmy before. I can't remember.
That's an expression that I've used my whole 17 human lives years.
Of course, how could I forget?
Life years.
I'm not immortal. I don't have multiple lives. Anyways, to the cave.
You okay, boy? Boy, you alright?
I'm not. No, there's a lot of family trauma and it's messing me up.
It's alright.
Oh,
Look at me. I'll protect you.
All right.
Come here. He gives you like a hug, like a very large person hug.
As you go out, you look upon the desolate wastes of the city. A city of crime, city of passion, city of intrigue. Tecatawatl, it rains like it always does. Flashes of lightning in the sky, it's very gloomy. And you walk through puddles of water, and one of you knows that you cannot continue forward without monologuing about some sort of past trauma.
I remember these. Oh, wait, no. I remember these docks. I used to work on these docks back when I was in middle school. Oh, it was so cold, all the rain and the wind, and I was just starting out as a prized fighter. Those were the days. Oh, I could still feel the bones breaking beneath my fist, but they told me to throw it. I could have been a contender. I could have been a contender. And Finn doesn't know why. He just starts sobbing on the dock. It's a lot of trouble.
Indeed, he's traumatized. Is anybody going to comfort or console him?
He's all alone on the docks. Nobody understands. And then there's Euclid and his big meaty claws.
His big meaty claws wrap around you. And put his arm around your shoulder. I
For
got you.
once, Finnegan feels accepted.
Are you guys done having your?
Finnegan is not done nuzzling.
Because we don't have time for emotions.
Finnegan decides to appease Gwyn, but he wishes to linger and nuzzle.
If you want to discuss darkness, if you want to discuss things we've gone through, we can. But
I wasn't discussing anything. I was just, I was having a quiet sob.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
I mean, I was having a quiet sob.
Not quiet enough. You almost rustled my fur coat.
I'm sorry.
And then
Over the dock.
Gwyn
Please.
kind of adjust very quickly the captain's coat.
Thank you.
So you arrive, and there's a whole bunch of young folks there, late teens, Finnegan aged and sized. And one of them is wearing a bowler hat, down covering both of his eyes, and flipping a shiny little golden coin. In his other hand is a dagger, which he also flips off the beat, because that's what these types do. And then they stop, and he says, I made a bet, see, that you wouldn't arrive, but you did. You did, didn't ya? And you recognize the Edge, the very boxer who caused you to lose that match.
I think you hit me so hard that I lost your name.
They call me the Edge, see? And I'm the one that runs this waterfront these days. You better get yourselves out of here, young Mr. Barry Bramble, or you'll find yourself sleeping with the fishes, see?
Well, fish are very nice people. And then I'm gonna try to punch him.
Great.
Like all broke wrist. It's very
And-
limp.
You go forward, and you're going to try to punch the Edge in the face?
I think so, yeah.
Great. Make a strength-based attack roll.
Okay.
He's not worth it.
Well, it's strength. Okay, so that's a math 20. I got a 19.
Okay, great. So he goes, and what's your strength modifier?
It's 1, so it would do 2 damage.
And he goes, nah, you hit just as hard as you did back in the day. Ain't learned nothing. You want another rematch, huh? Another rematch?
What he has learned is to work with friends. And I put on my brass knuckles, and I go in and also deck the little man in the face.
Great.
Euclid!
Euclid, roll an attack roll, a strength-based attack roll.
What I'm doing actually is it's magical knuckles, and it actually shoots a little aura of fight out of it, and it's actually my Eldritch Blast. Is that okay?
This can be. I was gonna have spells act as circumstance or guns, but you don't want to kill him, do you?
I don't want to kill him.
It's
Yeah.
fine. You could do it. It's fine.
Sweet, awesome. Give him the good one too. It was 17 and 24.
Great. There's incredible eldritch force behind your punches as you smack the kid in the face twice. Yeah, he says. Why'd you hit a minor like that?
You did have a knife.
Thought you were a criminal, not a minor.
And then, there is.
Hey, Euclid, it looks like you pushed him over the edge.
Boy, very good.
Children clap hands to their ears and go, "No, I can't take it!" And they leap into the water. And
Guys, I think I'm starting to discover a bit of a superpower.
then there's a jeez, it's the law, says the Edge. Book it, guys! And they all start to run away. Do you want to run away from the police, or do you want to see who they are?
Beat feet.
Sorry?
Said
What?
beat feet?
Beat feet? You want to beat feet?
Yeah.
Beat feet.
Actually, this is an opportunity for our audience, isn't it? Why don't you briefly discuss if you want to run or stay, and
Wait.
let the audience decide.
I feel like we are detectives. They're the police. Don't we work together? Why should I run? Also, this coat isn't made for running.
I
Yeah, but-
For walking very fast.
I did apparently punch a mon in the face like a few seconds ago.
It'll come out of your pay.
All right, fair enough.
Oh yeah, but the suspects are getting away. Captain,
That's true too.
that's our trash treasure.
All right, we got one.
Sometimes you gotta let the trash treasure go.
Okay.
Oh, I
Got
should have
two
put the
beat
music
feet.
on. I didn't put the music
Beat
on.
feet.
That's why we're taking so long for votes. That's why.
It's a billion. All right, we'll give another couple seconds. But Beat Feet's currently the contender. It could have been a contender.
It is still a contender. All right.
All right. Going once. Going twice. Beat Feet it is.
Beat
All right.
feet.
Away from the law. And indeed, a strange mechanical contraption and 4 rubber wheels curves in your way. We got some more Beat Feets out there. How are you gonna get away? How are you gonna get away?
Gun. So I kind of just stroll really fast, I believe.
Sure. You're gonna do some fast strolling. I'll let that be an acrobatics check.
Perfect.
I
have disadvantage.
again. Someone gave you disadvantage again?
No. I'm making sure. Okay. Just check.
Yeah.
That is. That's 28.
28. Great. You flip over and you're gone. Right? So then, who else is doing something?
I'm probably gonna try to find angles where it's just kind of shrouded and use my darkness to, just not
You find
exist
some
in
darkness and
that
make it a
space
little more dark?
because I just don't exist in this world.
I like it. Make a stealth check with advantage. Blend into the shadows.
I got a nat 20 plus 2.
Great. So you are very hidden. As the cars are pulling into the docks. Finn, what you doing?
I'm going to just kind of scramble towards an alleyway and trip over a trash can, but as I look up, it's amazing. I'm on the other side of the alleyway because I misty stepped on accident.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. You just poof out. Finally, Euclid.
I'm going to take a
I'm sorry. If this is genre, you need to make a giant cloud of smoke.
That's my goal. That's my goal.
That's what
Yeah.
you're doing? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was grabbing
Sure.
a sandbag that would be nearby and just
Great.
ripping it apart and just well, say it's a bag of flour because
Yep.
we're on the docks, right?
Yep.
I rip it in the air and then toss it everywhere I can, and then I tear off into the distance.
Great. Make a stealth or acrobatics check with advantage, but I believe you haven't done a check.
Yes, it's gonna be plus. I have done a check. That was the two 20s in a fucking row.
Right. So then do your
But this is with Shadow Veil is what I'm
Oh,
casting.
great.
So everyone gets plus 10 to this stuff. I was gonna do that first, then everyone.
Stealth check. That's lovely with advantage and plus 10.
So that'd be 25.
Cool. You are you sticking around or are you getting away? Because Gwyn is still in the area.
Right. I'll hide in there.
Great. So the two of you are still there. The cop car is open, and a very handsome, blonde-haired detective comes out. He's got a big silver badge, and that says HIN cops and he grabs one of the. He's not in the cop car. He's out in just a suit in a regular car, and one of the cops gets out and he says, "This is my jurisdiction. I'm from the Huoiner Intelligence Agency, Detective Enough. It seems that there's a organized crime problem in this part of the city, and we need to find who's behind it. Did any of you see anybody?" And the cops are like, "Well, there was a... No. For real. Did we see any of the people that might have been getting involved in the dark criminal activities in this place? We need to hunt them down." Anybody? Do you want to do anything? Either of you, or you just want to watch?
Oh, I'm just gonna watch.
Great.
Oh. Did that boy leave behind his knife?
Sorry?
Did that boy leave behind his knife when he ran away? After I punched him in the face twice, I
Yes.
guess when he
Hey,
threw
there's
it.
a knife lying there. Do you want to have grabbed it?
I just want to make sure that they can see it. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
He goes and he says, "A knife on the ground. Classic Barry Bramble stuff, but I don't think they're the ones behind it. If it says anything to me, this looks like the dreadful Abby Leth. She's been making a lot of problems in this city. We need to find her and stop her before she does something truly dangerous. In fact, I hear that she's been getting some of the ogre population around here on her side. And by ogre, I just mean large, hairy people. We need to find this Abby Leth and stop her before she makes everyone sleep with the fishes." All right, boys. Doesn't seem like there's anything more for us to learn here. I'm going back to police headquarters. We need to collate all of our data on Abby and see if we can find out where she's hiding these days. And they get back into their cop cars and drive off, leaving you guys hiding in the shadows. Do you guys reconvene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stroll back as fast as I left.
I just sort of like
Crammed.
hop around a trash can. Is it
Well,
good?
Anything good?
sounds like
Apparently our old friend's still floating around.
Not our old friend, Abby Leth.
Jeez. Cripes, we can't catch a break.
No, we
But maybe
can't,
we
kid,
can
but we
catch
never
a-
do.
I can't.
Great.
Yeah.
We're going to take our 10-minute break and return to track down Abby Leth.
See,
It's 11:33. See you guys at 11:43 Eastern Standard Time.
see you then. Bye-bye.
Mwah! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dice, Drinks, and Drama, or in this case, Dice, Drinks, Drama. As we are in the film noir version of our universe, we found out that Abby Leth is behind all of this, all of the crime in this city, and apparently tried to send our heroes to be ambushed by the Barry Bramble crime family. They were only saved due to the incoming police, led by Detective Vanouth. All right, we're back as our intrepid investigators try to figure out where the MacGuffin crystal might be and how to shatter it to move to the next dreamscape.
Didn't we leave Abby in the gutter?
Yes, I believe so.
You mean the neighborhood down towards the south of the city called the gutter? I don't know why.
Who do you think helped her out?
Gutterhood.
Great.
Yeah, the gutter hood.
We gotta go.
To the Gutterhood district, which is near the docks. It smells of fish and strange, swarthy-looking foreigners eyeball you angrily as you pass through. It's clear you're not welcome in this part of the city. And you see one of the mooks go to another one and go, "Hey, aren't them's the ones that took out Abby Leth?" One of those go, "Yeah, I think so." And they begin,
unbutton my shirt and pull down my tie a little bit and reveal the tattoos that lead down my body just a little bit more, which I feel like they should recognize.
One of the mooks, big, tough, hot dogs for sausage fingers, right? 6'4", comes up, 300 pounds of crazy muscle or something, right? Comes up and is like, "Hey, you're the ones that took down the crime boss, Abby Leth, ain't ya?"
That's right. I'll take you down as well if you wish.
"Oh,
Everyone
boys,
to come at us.
yeah, seems like it's time for some vengeance." And they all pull out crowbars, truncheons, boards with nails in them, and begin to advance on you.
Gwen is going to get really, really, really close to the ground and kind of just rub their hands together, and conjure whatever I can from the sewers.
"Hey, what's that person that looks slightly more feminine than we're used to them looking like doing over there?" Says one of the mook. And indeed, are you conjure animals?
I aim for raccoons. Yes, I conjure animals.
There's suddenly a rattling in the alleyway near you. "It looks like you're all along, maybe a lady. It's time for you to see what happens to those that mess with Abby Leth." And that's when, with a terrifying screeching roar, raccoons leap and cover the mook. He goes, No, raccoons! My least favorite! Are they marsupials? I don't even know! And starts screaming and tearing raccoons off of himself.
Each of them are 30 pounds, and they're not in this dialect. They're big boys.
Sure.
I need that to be known.
Oh gosh! This is how I thought I'd die! Smothered by trash pandas! And indeed, the mook is taken down. The raccoons salute you, and they prepare to fight the other mooks. How are the rest of you dealing with mooks?
I'm going to use what seems to be like cat-like agility to go to the furthest mook and slash him across the, or not slash him, but bop him on the head with one of my walker is what it is.
Your cane?
Yes.
Great. Your walker cane.
My
Right.
walker cane, and I'm gonna say they're mustelids, you fool. Bow.
Hey. Roll a attack roll with advantage.
That's cool. Ooh. I got a nat 1 and a nat 20, so I think I'm gonna take that.
Oh, my cranium! He says as he falls unconscious.
Whack!
Great. So, then, what's Finn doing about mooks?
Finn pulls out his trusty lighter and a can of hairspray and lights one of the mooks.
Is this fireball or burning hands?
Firebolt.
Firebolts, okay.
I'm a miner.
Giant, like, fireball style
Yes.
But is it firebolt?
It is firebolt. I'm just going for one of these mooks. I used the advantage that Proops gave me, but that's still a 15 at its best.
Great. Oh! It says. The mook says, "I'm on fire! I'm burning! Hairspray! It's terrible! Ouch, my flesh! Why?"
You should jump into the water.
Oh, aye! He says, doing a far better Wilhelm scream than
Yeah, I can't do it either.
either.
That was actually pretty good,
but-
actually. I want to say. That's pretty good, Carter.
Oh, thank you.
and leaps into the water, which I believe leaves us with Euclid's answer to Mooks.
Great, I'm gonna be flipping a coin, and it gradually gains their attention. When I flip it high in the air, the light glints off of it, and it just sort of hangs there. I'm casting hypnotic pattern on them.
Great.
The rest of them.
Oh, look, a coin. Oh, it's flipping through the air, and it's falling to the ground, and there it is on the ground. Look, a coin, they say. And they all walk over to it, and are just like staring. It's a coin, it's on the ground. How interesting, say many of the Mooks. One of them says, I wonder, is it a $1 piece or a 25-cent piece? I don't know, could be nothing. And, oh look, is it a dime? They're all arguing over what kind of coin it is. They're very concerned with it and not with you. Great. So, most of the Mooks are distracted or otherwise unconscious, and you make your way to the house of Abileth. It is a big manor. You recognize it as a very noir version of the manor that you faced Denise in. And the door creaks open, and there inside is indeed Denise again. She's standing there. She's smoking a cigar sinisterly, and she says, "So you boys, you want to take down Abileth? Well, I'm her representative, and you're gonna have to deal with me."
Butter sauce.
Okay, what's the deal?
You think you can just waltz in here and take the MacGuffin crystal like it belongs to you?
You have it here?
I have never said such a thing, she says. I have merely intimated it, and I would appreciate it if you did not believe the things I just said.
Denise, I know you to be many things. Ugly, smelly, all around gross, but not a liar. We're gonna get through you, and then we're gonna search this house for the MacGuffin crystal.
I'm afraid there's only one way to defeat me. And you're right, I'm not a liar, so I'm honor bound to tell you here. The only way to defeat me is to describe my physicality with strangely unfit metaphors, as though you're talking to yourself. That is the only way to get past me.
So, I take out a pair of dark sunglasses, and I put them right over my eyes, and I say, if you want the library to be open, then I will read the house down.
That's a good start. Fine, go. See if you can use your descriptive words to weaken my will.
You see, Denise used to be a nice girl. Smart, pretty, intelligent, kind. It wasn't until she got in line with Miss Abileth that her looks started to deteriorate. From a beautiful cow to one of the ogres that she runs with. She used to be so... I keep wanting to say pretty, but I'm not a liar. This is harder than I thought it was going to be.
Every night as a girl, Abileth would sit outside her fire escape and look down at all the creatures in the area. But every time she'd fear for the one thing that always lurked in the shadows, that would rustle against every single corner, especially where the garbage was.
Your shin bones are like two plastic straws. Useless and harmful to aquatic life.
No, not my shin bones, she says. And indeed, as you describe it, her shin bones become plastic straws that bend and are barely able to hold her up. My one weakness! How did you discover it? By listening to me. Please, do not continue describing me in such a manner.
The insults got inside her head like a bag of mosquitoes biting inside there. Go on.
And tiny little mosquitoes begin to fly from her ears. Not a bag of mosquitoes in my head! No! It's clear she's almost finished. One more ill-used metaphor will destroy her.
And her eyes are like dirt.
And she
You were
was
doing
only
so
a
well. And
faint shade of the woman she was before, because all you could see was scales and goo.
no! And her eyes turn to dirt. and she says, "No, I'm becoming a faint shade!" Ah! And then disappeared.
Then we ran out of money to pay the animator to draw her. He had a sudden heart attack, and so they escaped.
All done in shadows, right? Great. So, you are able to go in, and there, glimmering on the desk, surrounded by an octopus that is just gripping it, is the mushroom cloud-shaped MacGuffin. Sorry, the muffin-shaped MacGuffin. Crystal. Would someone... Please.
It's the muffin MacGuffin, Crystal.
Correct.
Right. Anybody feel like breaking bread? I walk over and take my big meaty hands upon it and tear apart the muffin and stuff it in my mouth as we change spaces.
It tastes like glass. But as you break it, the world shifts around you again. Strange lights stream. You see alternate strange realities. You know what? We've got time for one of the small random ones. Any of you guys have a favorite small random one?
Mad Max is pretty fun because I have something for it. Or sitcom.
Sitcom?
Mad Max or sitcom? Your choice.
I like sitcom.
Sitcom? You all find yourselves in a very trendy coffee shop. The Tectitwaddle Park is right out there, and everybody's just drinking and smiling, right? And you are all just having a good time, drinking coffee, whatever the hell that is, and sitting around and saying bad jokes and or mean things about yourselves that friends would never say. So we come back from a commercial break to see you all sitting at this table.
So then I said, trash pandas, more like a dumpster. It wasn't I got beat up afterwards, but you know, I'm working on the punchline.
Oh, Finnegan,
Say that
you
about
rascal.
Hey, that's me, the rascal. How you doing?
Could you be any more rascal?
This is harder when there isn't a laugh track.
There is a laugh track. Just trust me. It's happening.
You don't get the joke?
So, a short gentleman comes in and says, "Hey, is there room at the table for me?" It's that lame-o dweeb, Snorf.
I snorf.
Hey, Snorf.
Hey, everybody!
Just don't look at him, he'll go away.
We tried that last time, remember? He stayed there until nightfall.
It makes me still feel better.
Oh no, they're talking to each other and not looking at me. Am I invisible? Not again! Oh! And he wanders away.
All right, well, so that worked.
Wow, it actually worked.
Could it be like any better?
And it couldn't be. Strange energy swirls around you, and you find yourselves drifting into a strange, highly colorful place. The city of Tectitwaddle is around you, huge spires, but everything is in, like, aggressively bright colors. The sun is shining in the sky. All of you are slightly more rounded and even more colorful, as though you were in a cartoon. What do each of you look like?
I don't know, guys. The thing about me is that I'm I'm just completely green, and I'm a lot cuter than I usually am, and God, I'm just so excited to make friends in the forest. But disadvantage, kind of screw my friends over in the process, you know?
Great. What does Walker look like?
Walker has comically huge cat paws, comically fluffy tail, just the cutest little cat thing you've ever seen, with big red eyes and a big sharp teeth that hang out of my mouth whenever I close it.
What does Euclid look like?
Euclid has a giant head and a small body. He's wearing, like, clearly robes, and he's quite quiet. And he has like a little thing of soda that he sips off every so often. Like, that's it.
And Finn?
Finn is, I think, the tallest of all four of them. He's probably like 6'5". He's like very thin, lanky, and he's very goth. Everything is like, he's got black eye makeup on. He's got the upside down cross earrings. He has and instead of these, they're like netted, you know, the netted gloves. And he's just chilling. He's just a little slump, you know? It's a big old slump.
Great.
That's him.
Hey kids! You hear, and you see a giant, terrifying clown in the sky. And he says, "It's me, the Cartoon Master! My job is to create crises and problems that are exciting and dangerous. For today, I think our lovely little friends are going to be chased by a giant cat." And as he says this, a huge cartoon cat appears, clearly here to devour you as tiny little mice.
Can I talk to it?
It looks around and it sniffs and then it scratches its head. Boop, boop. It is a noise as it looks around and it snaps its fingers like, gee, I know there's got to be little mice around here somewhere, as it begins to search through the alleys of Tecnatawatl for you. Now, by cartoon rules, what do you, little mice, need to do to this giant cat?
Kill it.
Beat it to death.
Don't kill it. You're very close.
Beat it.
Trick it.
For eternity.
Like,
Make it run into...
Torture it.
Exactly. Horrifically sadistic acts of retributive violence, right? So you need to create a trap. You need to do something, right? You need to which one? Jerry's the mouse, right? You need to be Jerry to this Tom, right?
Tomcat.
Right. Well, that makes sense. Trash guard. Is it actually? I love this.
Yes.
Here in Cartoon World, I'm looking at our audience. Audience, please help them. What sort of vengeful, horrific cartoon violence should they try to inflict upon this cat? We've got so far. We have an anvil and use a mousetrap. We'll see if there are other suggestions coming in.
Cloud in the sky, could I give some possible suggestions?
We've got get an ironing board and push an iron onto him. A giant mallet hidden behind your back. Classic. Knock the knife block off the counter.
Ooh, oh God. Jesus.
Actually, indeed, I really like this. Actually, as this is happening, the streets of Tecnatawatl shift into a giant house. And you are inside a giant cartoon house.
Oh, no.
Tar and feathers. Paint a fake hole in the wall. A blender. These are all excellent. You should use one of them.
This is a lot.
Okay. So... First thing you have to do is hide from that cat.
Great. It's going to... So each of you need to do some sort of retributive act of vengeance.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So, who's first?
I will take a sip off of my drink and then chuck it at its feet, which causes it, hopefully, to skid across the floor multiple ways and fall into the sink, knocking the toaster into the sink while they're in there and get horribly electrocuted.
I'd also like to jump off the toaster as well.
You're on the toaster?
Yeah, actually, Gwen's gonna grab it and heat metal.
Great.
So it's also
The cat pulls itself out by the cord, but accidentally flips the toaster onto its back while it does it, and goes meow as its back burns. Meow, meow. It's on fire. It's running around trying to pat itself out, and it goes stop, drop, and roll. And then it falls to the ground and puts out the fire. Its fur is singed, but it's still up. And then it sees Finn and starts to run at him in its little cat paws.
Finn produces a straight razor and some shampoo, and he just lumbers on over and gesticulates that he would like to help shave the cat so that he is more becoming.
No, says the cat. Okay. And then it's going to, you need to produce the items using...
I then turn around, I pull out the barber saw, and I pie him in the face.
The cat is pied in the face. It goes around knocking into things. Knives keep falling off the counter, but like half an inch behind him as he keeps flailing and falling. And then he wipes away just his eyes and sees Walker. And he goes, Meow! And it begins to slowly claw. Its fur singed, its face covered in Barbasol. Walker, you have to do the finishing blow.
So while Finn was shaving the cat, I painted a what is that thing called? Not a door. The hole.
Yeah, the hole.
The hole.
The Roadrunner hole.
Exactly. And I run towards there.
All right, I need you to imagine this hole is really a hole. That's a charisma, wisdom, or intelligence check.
Oh, that's a charisma check then. Ah, that's a failed roll. That's a dirty 20. Look at that.
Dirty 20. All right, so you run through the wall to the other side. The cat runs, bam! Bam! It says...
And then a safe falls on him.
Crash! The safe crashes, and the door swings open, and the cat's head is on the inside. And then it falls over unconscious. You hear, and everything melts away. That's it for this show. Come back for some more after these messages from our sponsors. You suddenly find yourselves in a giant bowl of milk. And as you look, a terrifying cardboard box with a plastic bag inside of it is heading towards you. It rips open, and strange circles, like giant donuts, circles of starch with holes in the middle of them, begin to fall down towards you. Everybody make dexterity saving throws for jumping out of the way of the O's.
That's a 21.
That is a 13.
You are smacked with an O!
Oh!
14.
Oh.
You are also smacked with an O!
A 8.
Great. So the three of you are smacked with O's, and you find that they are they're constricting you, binding you like handcuffs made of Cheerio cereal. I probably can't say that. Of Cheerio-esque cereal. These circles of starch have got you. Only Walker is safe, and it is at that point that you see that the side of it says "Garbage Pail Friendos."
Garbage Pail Friendos. Oh no!
Oh.
And indeed, the only way out of this is to successfully sell your branded cereal to an invisible audience of a mass of children. If you don't do that, you will be trapped in the horribly sugared O's forever.
Oh no! Garbage pails! Garbage palos! Oh, I love garbage palos. I love garbage palos. They taste so good. They make me want to say, oh, ho, 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 ho. I love garbage pail. Oh.
Sometimes they're sweet. Sometimes they're sour, but we can be eaten at any hour. If you want to get us when your mom's not paying attention.
Some of them have demons in them.
Not part of a complete breakfast.
A horrible whirlpool appears around Finn, and it begins to suck him up. You see on the other side a series of strange characters. You recognize them as potential failed cartoon characters from throughout the ages. Oh no, your negative attitude about a potentially saleable good is causing problems for investors. And these cartoons are all about making money. You need to do something fast, Finn. Sell these products. Sell this product.
The demon is fun.
Yeah! Say all the O's as the whirlpool stops, and you suddenly find yourself safe and alive. You feel all of the attention shift onto Euclid.
I like pull a straw out of my shirt and then I shove it into the Cheerio or the
Garbage pail.
Unbranded cereal, and I sip really hard on it, and it like pulls in, and I go like, That's it.
Great. And indeed, suddenly the view expands and you look around and there's bacon and orange juice and bagels and all manner of other breakfast foods. And that's finally when Walker says,
Also part of a complete breakfast.
And then you find yourselves back in Tectatowaddle.
Oh.
All right. But then at the edge of the city, you see where the Hanbalani used to be, a giant circus tent.
Ooh.
It is clear that is where you must go if you wish to escape this place.
Guys, I think we have to go to the circus.
I'm not really sure about that. The big clown was a big deal, and the even smaller clowns. Maybe there's a lot of clowns. A lot of clowns.
Yeah, but where else do you want to go? Back to the cat house? That sounded wrong.
Cat house. We can go there.
I feel the need. It's clearly not right for a children's, but I really would like to say that cartoon cat prostitutes appear, but I'm not going to do that.
I think for a cartoon, just the accidental reference to a cat house is
right. I know.
You know, it flies.
Yeah, no, it totally flies. I wanted to enough that I said it. Great. There are other places to go. You could check out anything else in Tectatowaddle before you head over.
You guys want to do a makeover?
Makeover.
There's that
You really
house.
need one?
Well, there's the hat store. We haven't been there in a while.
Like a kind of like a montage where we all like try on hats and stuff.
Yeah, funny hats.
Oh, I didn't really think you were into that kind of thing.
As long as they're black.
Oh, okay. We could do that, and then I think that you should probably go to the
Clowns.
Head into the hat store. But in the hat store, instead of there being the young woman that you met there last time, Portia Whitewine, the ogress who had recently helped you with fruit, if you recall. She says, welcome to your makeover. I have all manner of costumery for prestigious and discerning clientele. What manner would you like to be made over in? And indeed, there's Lisa Frank costumes, superhero costumes, anything you can imagine from a cartoon. There's just racks and racks of it.
I get a black and green plaid skirt and a black crop top, and I'm good.
Very fitting, she says. You look like quite the cross-dresseur, as it were.
Oh. Okay.
What about for the rest of you?
I want barbarian wear. I just want to wear a loincloth and strips across my chest
And
great. So this happens, and there's like a bunch of swirling energy. There's a things just keep getting better noise, and then you come back, and somehow in the course of this, you have become abs for days. You are He-Man Walker, Master of the Universe. Yes, and part of this has been your scimitar has become this giant, huge sword. Lovely. And she says, "No, that is a proper cartoon character. Absolutely. Whom else would like a cartoon makeover?"
Come on, guys, it's fun.
yeah, I'm swinging my giant sword. It's fun.
Look at my midriff.
Maybe if I dress up as a clown, we can confront the clowns, and I'll be less scared.
A clown makeover! You would be the perfect clown!
Why?
Because you're so smiley.
Yeah, totally.
Let's put on your makeup. And she is going to grab you. The world is going to spin. The same music is just going to keep playing. And then you return. You have a giant rainbow afro. White face paint, like white grease paint. Giant red circles on your cheeks. A red squeaky nose.
Excuse me.
And any other clown effects that you'd like to have? Like a big puffy shirt. With big red, blue, green bubbles on the front of it. Any other clown things?
I would like to look just like Zippy the clown.
You look very much like the clown master who you've seen running this place.
Oh, jeez.
Great. Euclid, are you having a cartoon makeover of any sort?
Sure. I guess because I don't speak, I just shuffle into a pile of clothes, and then I walk out with like a small spurt of orange hair and big glasses and like a orange shirt and like these hiked up green pants. I'm like, "Hi guys."
Hi.
Like, what?
And what are you supposed to be, young gentleman?
I'm just everyone's friend.
Very good. We need more friends. Very good. You have all successfully done your cartoon makeovers. Well, now go out there and just have a good time.
Yes! And I'm gonna smash my sword into something and break it.
Yes, very good, very good. Break more things. There are no consequences here.
All right, I'm gonna break down the door. Let's go!
Great.
Okay.
Break down the door, and you're back in the streets of Tectatowaddle. You see that strange energy is streaming around the great tower, wherein there was the dream energy, and that's when you realize you were trying to figure out, I imagine, who this clown character was and where you might have seen them before. It is Haemon. This is the most presence Haemon has had in any of these dreams, and this is the most dreamlike of any of them as well. This might be where Tectatowaddle ends up permanently, with all of the energy that is coalescing. You're going to need to go in there and find some way to stop the dream.
I guess I'll go in first.
Yeah, you're everybody's friend. You should know.
I can hold your hand if you'd like me to.
As you're doing this, you see a red dog running up to you. It's tiny and cute, and it says, "Euclid, it's me, Starfizzle."
Like, man.
And he starts licking all over your face.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Euclid.
That was not the right laugh.
That's a different cartoon.
Those are good. Oh man.
And are we gonna solve a mystery?
Yeah, let's do it. Like, man, we're gonna do it, dude. There it is.
There it is. Good for you. I can't do an actual impression, so you rock. Well, let's get going.
Like there's a ghost in there, man.
Really? Looks like a crown.
That's what he wants you to think, but it's really just a capitalist trying to take over our nation.
Capitalists? Let's rid 'em!
Guys, you can't go busting up capitalists if you don't join my Marxist book reading club.
Like,
It's
man,
really-
I'll be there next week.
Okay, well, you've been missing a lot. And whatever. We gotta, provide power to the proletariat.
Power proletariat!
Puppy
Like-
power, dude.
Puppy power. Yeah, totally.
Yes,
puppy power.
unlimited power.
Great.
Puppy power.
So you arrive, and you're outside, or you're going towards the clown place, or you want to do more things in the city first?
I've powered up.
I
Let's
think
go.
I'm down to clown.
Great.
I'm like really hungry, man. I don't know.
Ryro, says Snorfuseldex, and he runs over and he goes, Rukadrox? Rukrid and Snorfstrox? And he's got a little bag.
Oh. He like literally goes up on his toes with his
And
hands
he
forward.
rips open the bag and he takes a treat in his little mouth.
Like, man, you were reading my mind.
And he- I need you to make a sleight of hand check to catch it with your mouth.
Oh, it's only a 9. Oh, I'm gonna
Like,
subvert
no.
reality on myself to catch it.
Great. For one moment, it seemed as though you would not get to eat the Euclid.
That's a
But-
dirty 20.
But you manipulate reality and then are able to catch it.
Like zoinks! That's some
And-
good snacks, my guy.
And he goes, Ryro! Ryro! And he wags his little red tail. And he says, would you like a inspirational strong?
Like, man, you were reading my mind.
Garbage railroads are really cool, but everybody loves them.
This dog can sing some tunes.
It is no less obnoxious here in Cartoon World than it is in the real world.
I'm disgusted.
But we're so much more children.
So you begin heading to the clown tent. It is patrolled by many clowns. They are all wielding various terrifying clown weaponry: frying pans, mallets, horns filled with acidic water, smiling plants that you just know are going to spray water. Several of them have jars of nuts that you know will shoot screaming snakes at you. They have to. So there's a lot of guards. It's a similar situation to what we encountered in Space Sound. You're gonna need to find some way to get past them.
All right, guys, here's the plan. Your captain says, you guys find a way to get in there, and I'm going to charge! And I'm just going to run at the clown with a giant
So you
sword.
start charging,
Yeah.
and you realize that you have yet to say the catchphrase that would give you the power that you need to face these people. You need to hold the sword to the sky and say some sort of catchphrase that is not copywritten already.
By the power of Tekatawaddle, I will slay thee!
And the lightning bolt comes down as your cat screech goes out, shattering windows everywhere. And you burst with yet more muscles, impossible muscles. You have a 16-pack. Your pecs are like crazy, man. And for lack of a better word, you're just so swole for days.
Yes.
And your biceps have biceps. And the clowns
Walker and Summer Digivolve too.
and the clowns look with abject terror as you pummel into them. Why don't you make a attack roll of some sorts?
That's going to be 25.
25? Great.
Yes.
You smash into several clowns and they go screaming and falling. One of them makes a perfect Wilhelm scream, and I would like all of you to imagine that I've just done so. And wasn't it amazing? And thank you. And they go screaming. One of them opens up a can though, and snakes come streaming at you. They say.
Sorry, what did the snake say? Thanks.
What are you gonna do about that, Walker?
Can I sidestep him and just deflect?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
That is 21.
21. You leap out of the way of the snakes. Meow, 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 they say, as they land on the ground, and then you're cutting their heads off?
Yes.
Great. So then let's see. You say, "No, fools!" You hear somebody say, and a figure wearing a suit with something like a bicycle helmet is all you can see. "No, get them all! I'm Haliath, Commander! Go get them, my minions!" And many very similarly dressed, gray suited minions come out. They're not clowns. They all have firearms, and there's 40 of them, and they begin to shoot at you. But luckily, they have an attack bonus of -20. And they're completely unable to hit any of you as they fire entire volleys of red lasers. You don't even need to dodge, they just miss you.
Captain, can I handle this one?
You go.
Okay. And I walk over, and then there's some I breathe out, and you see some white breath, as if my breath is cold, a little ghostly, and then to myself I whisper, "The demon is fun," and I start to glow with a ghostly, sickening radiance.
Sure.
This is as if I'm some sort of teenager, some goth teenager who's just become part ghost.
Sure. One of the minions goes,
Ghost.
And they all, most of them start running, and he goes, "No, my minions! My minions! Get them!" There are still 20 left, coming down at you.
Well, then I start,
somebody else needs to solve the remaining 20.
Okay.
This is either Euclid or Gwyn.
Gwen is gonna kind of walk right up towards them and be like, "Do you guys want to see a light show?"
They go, one of the minions goes, I would like that.
Come here. And she tries to, they try to curdle them all.
And you just, we were supposed to be fighting them, but let us be friendly with our clowns.
Yeah. And then Gwen casts Moonbeam.
Ow! They go, "Oh no, the moon, it burns! You're not a clown!" And
I am radiant.
So much radiant damage! Why? And they burn a little bit, leaving just 5 for Euclid to handle.
Great. Man, I'll have what he's having. And then I'm gonna, shake my hands, move around my body a little bit, and then... and just release a giant horrible burp. I'm gonna cast Fear again.
Great.
Do you want some Foley on that?
Yeah, you got one?
More like disgust.
Man, yours is so... Wow, damn, man.
I get really uncomfortable.
This is the
every
power of
time.
heterosexuality.
This is really... Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man! He pulled my finger! Too late!
And they all run screaming as they're unable to handle the force of Euclid's burp energy.
That was the wrong laugh. I keep doing Mickey Mouse instead.
Now, you know what? He's also a cartoon.
There it is.
No one's asking for a perfect
Look.
Great.
Too many laughs.
So you burp most egregiously, and it sends the rest of them scattering. And Haliath goes, "No, Commander Haliath will return, likely once a week, with equally ineffective schemes," and then runs away. So, what cartoons did I miss? So you managed to make your way to the Clown Dome. It is filled with clowns. It is clear that infiltration is necessary, and there's only one of you dressed as a clown. That would, of course, be Gwyn. Gwyn, you must convince the clowns somehow to clear out the area. There's too many to fight. You've got to use your clown-looking abilities to convince them to move out of the way so that you can get to the center of this place.
Oh, and not just my my charm.
No, you need to look like a clown. You need to organize something. You need to get them to do a circus performance. You need to get them running in fear. You need to convince them to go somewhere else because you're one of them.
Yeah, I am. I think that, guys, do you wanna really practice our new act? I'm super excited about it. I know I look a little bit different, but it's only because I changed my hair. Are you guys ready? You look really cool.
You want to do our new act?
Our new act.
The exploding pies?
Yes.
Great. So they all get pies, and the pies are all pies with black bombs, like Looney Tunes style bombs, with giant wicks coming out of them. And they go, "Who do you want us to throw them at? It was supposed to be at those meddling kids that were going to come in and try to mess with the boss's plans."
Each other. It's more fun that way.
It is more fun. And we'll make a deception or persuasion check.
Going to make a persuasion check. And that was an 11.
So they say, I don't know if it's really time. Should we be throwing these things? And that is when you see it. A tiny little 4-foot car coming in. And it opens the door, and 100 more clowns come out of it. There's 200 clowns in the room. And they say, "We heard there was a performance happening. Well, let's do it."
I thought they were snaggled. Sorry.
Yes.
Let's do it.
There's many different cartoon voices I have. Cartoon-esque voices. "Oh my, yes. So I hear we're throwing pies, but where are the people? There's none of the people we're supposed to throw the pies at."
Oh, see, everyone's tuning in at home, so they'll be able to see us all from their couches.
Tuning in, I love it. So we're just throwing pies and pretending like the enemies are there? Wow, what fun! What kitschy little fun. Let's do it. Everybody, light your wicks in simultaneous style. And they all light the wicks of their exploding pies, and they hold them, and they go, "So we're just gonna throw them at the wall on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And they all throw their pies at the wall, which explodes, and the entire tent comes crumbling down on top of them. "Oh no, we're trapped like sea," you hear the main clown say, and the other clowns go, "Oh no, we're stuck. Gwyn, are you gonna leap out of the tent before you get trapped in it as well?
I feel like I have to stay with my fallen brethren, but I guess I'll leap out.
No. You can. I imagine this sort of like the band plays on sort of music as you hold up a candle as the whole thing comes crashing down around you, or something.
They march out very triumphantly.
Great.
Nothing like Animaniacs at all.
Sure. And Snorf says, "Wow, you really wrecked them."
I learned from the best.
Good job, Gwyn.
great.
You've got quite the brain.
Great.
Great plan.
Yeah.
All right. Now you see that the clown, the great clown tent was just protecting the Hanbalani that is still there, and it is glowing with crazy, insane energies. Pinks, purples, oranges, little frogs, multicolored frogs are crawling all over it. You see that this is the true realm of Dream, and it's barely cartooned. It's mostly just the wild insanity. You've come to the heart of Haemon's lair. Do you want to do anything to prepare before entering?
How are... Could we take a rest? Is that a possible thing, John?
Sure, absolutely.
Great.
Well,
We're going deeper into the dream.
Before it takes 8 hours, though, do you have a way to take a short rest or a long rest, but in a short way?
Yeah, I have an idea for that.
Please.
Let's use the hearth of moonlight and shadow.
Sure. What does that look like in Cartoon Land?
So it almost looks like a giant piece of bubble gum that I start chewing, and then when I blow it out, it covers everyone together. And then it kind of stays. It like solidifies around us.
And you're inside a safe little bubblegum place. There are bubblegum chairs. There's a bubblegum television. There's a bubblegum lamp and several bubblegum beds.
Little bed.
It's a bubblegum hotel.
Boy, man, I dig the digs.
It's a little sticky, but it'll do.
And you're able to sleep. It happens very quickly, and you're back in business very shortly.
Hope you don't mind. I raided your fridge.
There's bubblegum hamburgers and bubblegum. It's just a lot of bubblegum food.
There's also bubblegum kombucha.
Oh, bubble bucha, love it.
Gotta keep the fermentation strong no matter what realm we're in.
That's some good stuff.
Good probiotics.
Great.
Man, I'm gonna feel this in my stomach for like 20 years.
Of it, Raby will eat rest.
Nah, man, never one day can I go without a good Scooby snack.
What's a ruby?
I don't know.
A Ruclid rack?
Yeah.
He's holding up another bag with your face on it.
Yeah, that's what I... Why is my nose bleeding?
Improvising this shit is hard, everybody. I just want you all to know. Today is... I don't know if you guys can see it. I am drenched with sweat. I'm like working so hard. Great. So you are all rested, able to get to the Hanbalani. As you go in, there's still cartoon energy, and Haemon's still there in his clown eyes, and he says, "Hey kids, how are you? Enjoying the dreams?"
I'm actually a little...
Good. So much better than the real world, aren't I right? Why live with all that foolishness and dread and dealing with hoping that the world will turn out the way that you want when you can live in dreams forever?
I stick out my sword at him and I say, because I have friends there, and our friends are my power.
Yay! Yay! Sorry.
Why do I have like a quarter of a smiley face glowing on the back of my hand now?
Stick your hand into the center, my friends.
Okay.
All right.
We are powerful.
So you
Friendship is magic?
Yes.
You guys have a quarter of a smiley face in each of your hands, apparently. Great. So, incidentally, he is now sitting on a giant throne labeled God.
There's like a god right behind me, isn't there?
Euclid,
and he says,
look.
"Nothing that you can do would be able to attack and or dethrone me." And then you put your smiley faces together. and great burst of energy flies out of it, as played by Zeke.
Oh.
Zeke, you have become, with their powers combined.
Oh no.
You are Captain Friendship.
I forgot where the heck this music is. Give me like 3 seconds. I'm so
Sure.
sorry. I have this music. I actually have music, but yeah, it's happening. Just let it happen. All right.
The magical energy swirls all around you. Smiley faces fly in various directions. They hold and shake hands and say, "We're friends." And then,
Haha! With your powers combined, I am Captain Friendship. Haha!
"No, not Captain Friendship, not a superhero, my one weakness," says Heyman.
Yes. All of us together could cast Wish, I guess, maybe.
Seems unlikely and maybe even a little greedy.
Or Dimension Door, or whatever.
I feel like you should solve this the way cartoons solve things, by punching them.
Yes, with my magical green fist, I shall punch you in the face. Haha!
Oh, not fists, my other and secondary weakness.
Punch!
Ah! Roll an attack roll.
Okay. With what am I rolling with?
Roll your Eldritch Blast charisma-based attack roll.
Thank you. I was like, what am I gonna hit with this? Good. That's 19 plus 4. So
Great. You smack into him, and where you smack him, his clown makeup washes away, and you see the chaotic dream energy of him underneath him. He goes, "Ooh, okay. Fun is fun. Now you're punching me? Look, I made this for you. I created this wild thing for you, so you wouldn't have to deal with all the horror and all of the terribleness that's going on out there. Fight me, yes, because it's fun, but don't actually destroy me. I'm trying to make the horrible world out there just a little bit more palatable."
But honey, we chose you for that reason, because you seem to understand the difference between a lot of other people's perspective. It can't be this all the time. That's what dreams are made up of. There needs to be a baseline. You should know that.
Make a persuasion check, Gwen.
It was 19.
But, come on! It was so terrible out there. It was so wild. I saw how much stress and how much anguish was being caused by the events out there. The Aboleth, all of the people in the water, the other things, all of the other things. Come on, isn't this nicer? Don't the people of Tekatowaddle deserve a dream to live in forever instead of having to deal with the harshness of reality? He's somewhat convinced. He needs another argument. One argument has worked. More arguments!
The horribleness that we experienced out in the real world is truly what strengthened our bonds and is why we are as good as friends as we are today. Without a little strife in the world, we wouldn't be able to, I guess, love like we do. We can't stay here.
Persuasion check.
That is... I'm gonna use my once per day reroll. And that is a 16.
But why can't we stay here? You guys gave me the power so that we could literally stay here. You've created that baseline. You've had the suffering. You can just enjoy this. If you guys, anybody can go.
Things are constantly changing. You can't make friends. Foundation of reality is we built our perspective in general.
Yeah, and like, what happens if I pass away in my sleep? Do I just stop dreaming?
Or do you continually dream?
Like, there's no consequences here in this world, but if my physical form, you know, succumbs to the inevitable fate we all have, then do I just glitch out? Like, I get hit by an anvil and I stay down?
make a intimidation check.
Sure.
Almost. It's like isn't this dangerous? What'd you roll?
It's in that one.
This first 20 minutes of Roger Rabbit just went through my head.
and he says, "No, I don't accept it. In fact, there's only one of you that's really gotten to me. And that's you, Gwen. You know dreams. I thought that's what you wanted, was to bring more dreams to everybody. And I did it. We did it. Together, we created a world of dreams where there are no real worries, where there are no real consequences, where people don't need to deal with what's outside. And yes, we need foundation. We need stability. Let's create a stable cartoon universe where people can just enjoy themselves 24/7 and not maybe hope for a good dream for 8 hours out of the long, dreary 24-hour day."
But like, what's your reference material? What are you building it off of? Like, I understand, but I feel like you've been so into it so long that you don't have a frame of reference of what's outside of you. And that was the biggest challenge we had with everyone else. It's that you have your own perspective, and then you just think that it's the most sustainable way of dealing with things. And like, I don't have a high-pitched voice anymore. That wasn't sustainable.
The universe is fracturing around us ever since your friend punched me in the face. So I understand. Look, I did this as a gift. If you don't want it, I'll take it back. But I did it because I thought a diversion is what you wanted. I thought you didn't want to have to live with everything that was out there. I thought you just wanted something fun and light to live inside forever.
I think what we need the most of was people to always have the option of you.
Like it
and
should
what
be
you're
a
capable
choice.
of.
Okay.
Sorry?
Okay. No, between all of you, I get it, but I hope you don't hold it against me. I was just trying to make the world a little more bearable, you know?
That's like having you around. That's why we thought you'd be a good choice for helping us. Because everything else seemed either way too bleak or just, kind of rigid. No, I guess those two things are kind of the same thing. There was a lot of...
No. Rigidity, those are two very different things. One might even say lawful and evil, and I get you. So look, I get it. I'm gonna snap my fingers, the world's gonna wake up again, but there is a little bit of this that is real. And I would like to give you each a gift from this wild world, these wild worlds you've been to. I can stick my hand in and grab something from the different dreams. The dream of the distant future, the dream of a gritty alternate reality, and here, the place of laughter and joy. What do you want? Audience! Each of them is going to get a magic item inspired by one of the worlds. They can ask, they can make preferences, but I would love my audience to talk about what sort of magic item from one of these worlds they would like to have. Don't worry about what it does. Worry about if you want to give Finn a laser blaster, or if you want to give Walker a light sword, or something like that. Does that make sense? Do we?
Yes.
So yes. So audience, ideas. I have some ideas if you don't, but I would love to see what you have to say.
I'm okay with a ray gun, for the record. Or like Exodia, the forbidden one.
Really?
That's what the we each have a quarter of a smiley face on our hand. I know you knew, Devren. I wanted y'all to know that we were gonna send him to the Shadow Realm. And that's what that was supposed to do.
I want one really, really.
You're okay.
I
It's just
didn't realize
Exodia, the
that.
forbidden one, will find you.
I caught definite Captain Planet vibes from we each have a different part of a thing.
That's true. No. I loved that. That was good. It was a fun turn. Yeah.
So we've got give Walker the sword from the makeover and a ray gun for Finn. I like those. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Yes. It's not an item. Never mind.
I know what I want to give you, and it's
Just
also
want you
not
the voice. You just want the voice.
No, I was going with that. I want a very long raccoon and I want a very short raccoon, and I want them to live in the pipes.
I was gonna give you a little gangster raccoon.
Mario Brothers.
Oh sure. Oh, got it. I was gonna give you a little gangster raccoon with a little mask.
I'm okay with that.
And like a little bag of loot. Poopy Pants wants you all to keep the quarters of the smiley face for emergency. And become a random 1d4 mega member.
So like we're like the crystal gems.
I was thinking Rita Repulsa.
All right.
And pearl.
I'm gonna give out the things that we are definitely giving out, and we'll wait for time to see if anybody's got any ideas for Gwyn. Finn?
Yes.
Paimon is going to give you a ray gun. This is essentially a scroll of disintegrate. It's got one shot remaining, but it shoots disintegrate. Does that make sense? A disintegration ray from the space times. Enjoy it.
Oh,
Thank you very much. We're waking up, aren't we?
Soon. To you, Euclid, I give a cat toaster. And indeed, there is a singed, shorted out toaster with an electrical cord. And he hands it to you, and he says,
Thanks.
use it well.
I guess I will.
You seem very fond of that sword, Walker. I'm going to let you keep it, but I'm going to let you know it's kind of wielding it is going to be a one-use kind of deal, all right? When you call upon the power and you have the power, that's kind of going to be it, okay?
I think that'll do.
Same thing with that toaster. Not quite sure what it's exactly going to do just yet, but watch out. It might explode when you're done with it.
Look, man, it's the thought that counts.
You want the clown costume, or do you?
I love it.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
I'm gung ho for Quinn getting the clown costume.
He's got a little clown car that we can all fit into at any time. And just take off.
I said, ooh.
And for you, Gwyn, I give you the clown car.
Okay.
Someday, when you need to escape, you and any number of people can leap into it and go vast distances quickly. The clown car is a scroll of teleport that you can use, and the car will appear. Everybody can jump into it, and it will zoom you literally across the world if that's what you need.
I was like wondering if it was like an like PIM technology, but I'm glad that you clarified.
All right, and he says, and now it's time to wake up. And you all awaken lying down exactly where you were when this whole strange sequence began. And that seems like an appropriate place to end our session for this evening.
Hi guys, it's me, Carter, or Finnegan, or Editor. Whatever you want to call me. First off, I want to thank you on behalf of the whole DDnD team. It means a lot to us that you're watching our content on YouTube. It's super cool. So please be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all the other YouTube stuff that you're supposed to do. Second off, I do want to say, if you enjoyed this episode and you found yourself being like, oh man, that was cool, but I sure wish I could have been a part of that conversation and helped decide where the party should go, you can. You can watch us for free on Twitch every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We are simultaneously on the twitch.tv/Dice Drinks and Drama channel and the twitch.tv/DND channel. Wizards of the Coast is hosting us. It's awesome. So those links are down below, along with a whole bunch of other cool stuff that everyone on the team is making. Vic's got a module. Devren's got a podcast. I may have something eventually. And I'll put it down here, along with our Patreon. It's super cool. There's a couple tiers, lots of exclusive content, and yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hi guys, it's me, Carter, or Finnegan, or Editor, whatever you want to call me. First off, I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the whole DDnD team. It really means a lot to us that you're watching our content. So please be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all of that YouTube stuff that you do if you want to get more of our content. Although, I do want to say, if you want to be involved in the making of the content and like the decision-making process and all that stuff, you can watch us live on Twitch for free. It's at 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern time. You can follow us at Dice Drinks and Drama at twitch.tv, or we're hosted on the official Wizards of the Coast D&D Twitch. Both of those links are in the description, along with our Patreon, along with a bunch of other really cool stuff that everyone is making, because everyone on this team, they're just content creators. We got podcasts, we got dungeon modules, thanks Vic, super cool stuff, maybe more, I don't know how much I'm gonna update this description. Thanks for watching.